Hindi yan makikialam yung ibang country at sasabihin na, oh, nakakaawa ang Pilipinas. Bagkos, ang nangyari, if you really look the comments ng mga ibang mga nationalities coming from different countries na naka-witness at nakita nila sa mga social media yung mga nangyari ng mga footages, is tayo pa ang sinisisi at pinagtatawanan. And do you really think it's good for the Philippines? Of course not. I was really irritated and really embarrassed because supposedly you don't do this. You don't expose this kasi ang moral ng mga AFP men in uniform natin, may it be the PNP, may it be the SAF, may it be the Navy, you don't put them in the spotlight na mapapahiya sila. So pero anong ginawa ng media natin, ng mainstream media? Pinagkalat-kalat pa at talaga pang ini-expose pa yung finger na nawala. Kaya nga sabi nila, you lost a finger. One of my colleagues, because I'm attending an international conference on regional comprehensive economic partnership at the moment, even asked me, oh Ana, you lost a finger. I said, what? What lost a finger you're talking about? Sabi niya, you don't know? In South China Sea. Yeah, I so get angry with my colleague, because I'm a Filipino and I don't want to hear that. But that's the reality. Diba? Bakit pa in-expose yan sa social media at ng mga mainstream media? Alam mo yon, nakaka-bad trip yung ganyang sitwasyon kasi parang ikaw mismo ang nagdadala sa kahihiyan ng bansa mo. So ang nangyayari sa Pilipinas, megaphone diplomacy, lahat dinadaan sa Twitter, lahat dinadaan sa Facebook, lahat dinadaan sa media. Kaya nagkakagulo din at binoprovoke din natin yung kabila kasi we are actually demonizing China. And do you really think the Chinese people, not even the government of China, will be happy about it? Of course not.
Meron ding tanong dito si retired General Romeo Pocis. Bakit daw may mga sundalo mula sa Philippine Navy na nag-escort imbis na Coast Guard doon sa RORE operation? If the rule is not to fight back, what are the rules of engagement? Although armed, the NAVSOG frogmen gave away their firearms to the baton-wielding Chinese sailors without a fight. What an embarrassment. This is what we get when we fight it outside of talking things over in a diplomatic way for a win-win solution to the disputed rocks and shoal. China strictly enforces its claims because not doing so will be a sign of weakness which may be exploited by its enemies, the US.
Tama siya doon. Tama yung observation niya. Alam mo, on our side, it is embarrassing precisely because we are not defined of what we want and what kind of approach we want. Now, if you want diplomacy at yung sinasabi nga na we will, may mga statement ang current government together with China. It's a joint statement before 2023, even 2022 that the Philippines and China will pursue a diplomatic solution and a peaceful way of resolving the conflict in the South China Sea. And then suddenly, out of the blue, you have this kind of operation. And take note, it was a military operation last June 17, last Monday. Hindi yan Coast Guard eh. Isa lang mismo sa Coast Guard ang nagsabi na we were not involved in that operation. And then even the military, actually, nagsabi sila na military operation nga. Yun nga ang mahirap dun eh. Kasi military operation sa atin, on the side of the China, it was Coast Guard. It was white ship over Navy ship. Papasalamat nga tayo, Coast Guard ang humarap eh. Hindi yung yung Navy ng PLN ng China kasi wala tayong laban doon. Even embarrassing, why? Because it's a Coast Guard ship. Yet nag-surrender, parang ang nangyari sa atin, sumurrender tayo. Basically, kasi alam mo, binigay mo yung mga yung mga arms mo at saka na-overtaken tayo kasi nag-onboard ang lahat ng ang mga CCG na personnel doon sa mga boats natin eh. So it was embarrassing for the Philippines. Yun nga, magiging embarrassing talaga yan every now and then kasi hindi nga malinaw yung policy. You have to make a choice. It's either you go for war or you go for peace. Ang peace mo is diplomacy. Now, kung diplomacy ka, i-avoid mo yung mga ganitong skirmishes. You don't send military operation in there, but Coast Guard operation. Kasi ang kaharap mo, Coast Guard. It's white ship to white ship. Now, kapag gray ship yan, baka mamaya, ang isend din ng China is gray ship nila. And that's really like military warships nila. Mga aircraft carrier nila and destroyer nila. Would you want to have that kind of engagement in the South China Sea? Over what? over rocks, over waters na pwede mo naman pag-usapan ng mabuti? Yun ang hindi ko maintindihan sa ating gobyerno kasi malinaw naman ang sitwasyon diyan. At alam naman natin na we are at a disadvantage when you talk about military might. At kung may paraan ka na mapag-usapan niya ng mabuti, ma-de-escalate mo yung tension, alam mo yon, now we can still assert our claims but in a more, rational way, and it's a more peaceful way. May negotiation ka, you meet halfway, or you maintain status quo. Pag sinabi mo kasing maintain status quo, they have their claim, we have our claim, maintain status quo. Walang galawan, yun pa rin yun. Kasi that's the best course forward. You maintain status quo. The same what Digong have done during his time.
Opo.
Na hindi naman ibig sabihin na when you maintain your status quo, you're surrendering the claim of the Philippines. No. Stupid ang mga nagsasabi niyan na kapag maintaining the status quo is surrendering the claims of the Philippines. That's so stupidity. When you say status quo, it means everything is the same, parehas pa rin, kung ano ang claim mo, ito yung claim ko, pero nag-uusap tayo at walang mangyayari bakbakan dyan, kung di peaceful lang yan.
Prof.
Okay pa rin, manageable. Yung ganun yun. So, yung current government really has to make, alam mo yun, they really have to make their decision. Pero sa akin lang, if I can give them an unsolicited advice, they have to choose the path to diplomacy because that's the path to peace. And that is the national interest of the country, and the country will be safe with that kind of policy.
Prof, bago lang si Bisdak ha, may post itong si retired General din, Brigadier General Orlando De Leon. Kung di ako nagkakamali, classmate ito ng ng ating kasalukuyang
Admiral
classmate ito, kung di ako nagkakamali, ng ating National Security Advisor. Meron siyang pinost dito na parang conversation lang sa sa messaging app. Meron siyang na-screenshot dito. Ang sabi dito, the question to ask the CS or Chief of Staff and his Board of Generals, BOG, and the Department of National Defense is, why was Rear Admiral Alberto Carlos ng Westcom, yung team niya, ay tinanggal and disrespected for performing more than 20 successful RORE. Itong ang RORE po ay rotation and resupply. Yung pagdadala po ng mga supply doon sa BRP Sierra Madre from January 2022 to March 2024, while no one is getting the axe for this recent epic fail.
Magandang tanong yan. Nabasa ko rin yung post niya sa FB kasi finorward din sa akin, which is a very good question and a valid argument. Oo nga naman. Bakit mo nga papahirapan si Admiral Carlos na ang balita ko is restricted ang movement niya right now? Kung itong mga to ngayon nagplano ng operation na yan, ang tanong kasi sino nga ba ang nagplano ng kapalpakan na yan na ginawang operation? Tapos hindi mo iimbestigahan at hindi mo titignan kung sino ang nagplano niya na nakakahiya sa Pilipinas, sa buong Pilipinas ha. Take note ha, I'm not saying this because I am whatever. I'm saying this because it's the truth. We're now the laughing stock in ASEAN countries, and the navies of ASEAN countries are laughing at us. Okay? That is a fact. For God's sake. Ayun, bakit walang nag-own up doon sa nangyari nung June 17 at bakit walang investigation na nangyayari at this time? Dapat wala ngang statement galing kay PBBM Ano na ba ang kanyang statement? Ano ba ang kanyang stand? Ano ba ang gagawin niya para hindi na maulit yung ganong mga kiskisan at bakbakan dyan sa South China Sea?
May upcoming pa concert siya. May upcoming pa concert. Baka yun yung sagot niya.
Really? May concert ulit?
Oo. Tsaka idagdag ko lang prof idagdag ko pa prof, mayroon din siyang isa pang post si retired General Orlando De Leon. Nabanggit din niya, na-mention niya dito ang AFP Chief of Staff. Sabi niya dito, Mr. Browner has disrespected and insulted the armed forces of the Philippines. This questionable Chief of Staff, by likening the Chinese Coast Guard to pirates, has actually admitted that pirates are better than the most elite unit of the AFP. Ayan. Shut your mouth. It is becoming a national security risk.
Tama siya doon. Bakit? Kasi alam mo ba kung ang mga post ng mga iba't ibang country sa nangyari ng June 17 sa atin, sinasabi nila, yan na ba ang pinakamalakas nyo at pinakamagaling at pinaka-elite na Navy SEAL ng Pilipinas, tapos Coast Guard lang pala ng China ang katapat nila. Coast Guard, kasi you have to remember, Coast Guard is hindi
Civilian,
yan
in nature.
hindi yan yung hindi pa yan yung Navy nga eh. So ganun ang kaharap. So ibig sabihin, pag hinarap mo yan kahit na sinong Navy nang hindi man China or other countries, wala eh. Ganun ang projection eh. So tama naman siya. Bakit that was embarrassing. Tapos ngayon, ang nakakainis pa, kasi I was embarrassed as well as a Filipino, project talaga sa media. Lahat ng mainstream media, pinagkakalat na nawalan ng isang kamay ang isa sa mga
daliri lang po. Daliri lang. Yung lalaki.
Ito, tama. Yung lalaki.
Oo, yung hinlalaki nga. So why do you have to make it like a big news when in fact dapat nga ang nangyari diyan is black. Kumbaga, let's have let's not put it in media. Okay, let's have a back channel. Tapos wag na nating i-project yan sa media kasi medyo nakakahiya. Ganun to preserve what you call such a thing as morality and moral of the AFP. Because what do you really think? Do you really think the members of the men in uniform will have high moral with this kind of incident? Of course not. You don't do that. You maintain the moral of our men in uniform, AFP, vis-a-vis other countries, army or soldiers or armed forces. Hindi mo ini-expose ang ating men in uniform to that kind of situation na pagtatawanan sila sa buong mundo.
Inagawan pa ng armas. Inagawan
diba?
pa ng armas. May armas pang kinuha daw at saka hiniling na may ibalik.
Hindi lang yun ha. Ang armas na kina-confiscate, pati yung mga boats na parang they even negotiated for the Chinese Coast Guard to give them back those boats. Parang anong nangyari sa atin? Parang gano'n. Tapos ipinoject niyo pa sa media yon na para bang anong tingin niyo? Maaawa ang buong mundo sa Pilipinas? Do you really think the world will kawawa naman ang Pilipinas, natin ipaglaban natin sila and let's fight for them? Of course not. That's so stupid, really. Kasi in this world, in the international system, there's no such thing as like that. Every country wants to survive and take care of itself. So ang tanong ko ngayon sa current administration, what would you do? Would you want another higher level of escalation and confrontation in the South China Sea? Diyan sa Ayungin Shoal or kahit sa ang parte ng South China Sea? Or do you want to de-escalate tension? You need to make a choice. If you want to be on diplomacy, then pursue diplomacy. Through and through. And then negotiate paano kayo magkakasundo, ano yung mga rules of engagement dyan sa South China Sea, ano yung rules and regulation that both sides has to comply. China has to comply, you have to comply. Ang problema, alam mo Admar, ang problema, ni-resend ni BBM ang mga agreements before. May mga agreements dyan na established during the time of Duterte na kaya kang peaceful yung area na yan. May skirmishes na konti pero very manageable. Ni-resend niya. So there's no agreement existing between the two sides when you talk about Ayungin Shoal or even the South China Sea because BBM rescinded it. So ano ang pagbabasihan mo? Alam mo, nakakairita kasi you give China the upper hand to do whatever it wants and to impose whatever it wants in the South China Sea precisely because there's no existing internal agreement or whatever kind of agreement between the two sides. Kasi ni-resend nga niya 'Di ba? Ni-revoke niya. So, anong pagbabasihan mo? At paano mo sasabihin sa China na you violated something? Between us, we agreed on this but you violated it. No, nothing. Because why? You rescinded it So, ano ngayon? So, ano sasabihin mo? Kahit magbababla ka ba ng UNCLOS, international law, blah, everything depends on the ground and the ground reality. That's how it is and that's how geopolitics work. So, yun ang sinasabi ko. Hanggang ngayon, hindi pa rin tayo nagkakaroon ng maturity. We don't grow up, we are not mature. China is a mature country, we are not. So we need to grow up and become more mature to deal with countries like China. Or else, tayo lagi ang nasa disadvantage. At nakakairita lang ang mga Pilipinong iba na katulad ni Sas na nagsasalita at nag-i-explain ng mga bagay na to for the good of our country, kami pa ang binabash at kini-question kung anong klaseng tao kami. For God's sake, kahit anong gawin nyo, I don't really care kung binabash nyo ako. Basta ako, I stand on what I think is right. Up to you.
Galing. Partner, Prof, itong nangyayari ngayon kasi pag tiningnan mo, Chinese Coast Guard versus Philippine Navy na tayo eh. Hindi ba parang lumalabas tayo na po yung nagpo-provoke ng kaguluhan dyan sa West Philippine Sea?
Baka nga minsan nga, ayoko mang isipin. Alam mo, Bisdak, ayokong isipin pero minsan naiisip ko, yun ba talaga ang gusto nila? To provoke something in there? Yun ba talaga ang plano nila? Kasi bakit ka nagkakanito ng mga operation? That was even a clandestine operation. Akala naman nila, hindi malalaman ng mga Chinese or the Chinese will not act. Of course not. Hindi ganun eh. Parang feeling ko, yun nga ang tanong ko lagi, ano ba to? Plano ba talaga to? Insidente lang? Or yan ba talaga ang plano nila to provoke something? And they probably is thinking na ang mga Amerikano ay mai-invoke nila ang tinatawag mong MDT. My God, you're dreaming. The Americans will not die for the Philippines over rocks. Okay? Over rocks. Kasi rocks yan eh. If you look at UNCLOS, even Ayungin Shoal is not even an issue that UNCLOS can resolve because that is a military issue. Even in the arbitral ruling, UNCLOS is not part of it. Hindi ba nila binabasa yon? Mahirap kasi sa iba, dinidistort nila yung facts. When in fact, the facts is already there. You just have to look at it and just accept that that is a fact. So yun ang problema. So ngayon, ang tanong ko nga, ano ba to? Tayo ba talaga ang nag-uudyok ng something dyan? Do you really think the Americans will fight for us? And another thing, even if the American will fight for us, sabihin na natin, sino ba ang ano dito? Sino ba ang anong bansa ba ang madi-destroy or mawawasak? Ang Amerika ba o ang Pilipinas? Yung tanong simple lang eh. Bakit hindi yan maintindihan?
Prof, nabanggit mo na po yung Mutual Defense Treaty kasi yung iba, lalo na po yung mga bashers mo, parang walang alam sa Mutual Defense Treaty. Kailan ba magiging effective yung Mutual Defense Treaty? Automatic ba yan? Pag nagkabanggaan dyan, may kaguluhan, re-rescue agad yung mga Amerikano. Kailan ba ho itong itong Mutual Defense Treaty?
Okay, magandang tanong yan. At saka yung mga bashers ko, mag-aral kayo ng MDT at mag-aral muna kayo before nyo ako i-bash. Kung kaya nyo na akong i-debatihin sa lahat ng bagay, pwede mo na akong i-bash. Pero kung wala kang huwag kang mag-bash kasi wala kang karapatan. Okay? Okay, when you talk about the Mutual Defense Treaty, ang Mutual Defense Treaty is not automatic na halimbawa may nag-attack sa Pilipinas in terms of military attack. Hindi ibig sabihin na you can invoke the Mutual Defense Treaty because may mga provisions ang Mutual Defense Treaty on the part of the United States na sinasabi niya na una, kailangan munang debatihin yan sa Kongreso nila, na Congress ng United States. The Congress will debate on it and even the President of the United States has to declare war. And then the Congress will give the power to the President kasi nag-declare siya ng war and then magde-deliberate sila kung aanuhan tayo, kung sasakluluhan nila tayo and they will fight a war with us. And the deliberation is not that easy kasi hindi naman yan kaagad-agad makakapag-decide. So ibig sabihin, inaatake ka na, nagde-deliberate pa rin sila sa Congress kung tutulungan nga tayo o hindi. Hindi siya automatic. There's no such thing as automatic na kapag halimbawa, nagkakabakbakan na sa Pilipinas with any country na kaaway mo militarily, tapos dire-diretso ang United States sa saklolo sa'yo. No. Hindi ganun ang MDT. Ibig sabihin, sa kanila, pag-uusapan nila sa Kongreso, didebatihin pa nila, i-determine nila if they would want to go with war with us or not, and then magde-declare pa yan ng war. The President of the United States will declare war. Kasi magiging part sila ng war or ng military conflict. So that's how it is. And do you really think in one day magde-declare na sila na okay, we will go for we will support you all out? Of course not. It's not like that.
Prof,
hindi ganun yun.
Maisingit ko lang. Sa diplomasya ba, kailangan ba lahat transparent?
No, not necessarily. Hindi naman sa hindi transparent. I think in diplomacy, negotiations kasi yan. Ang nagkikipag-negotiate dyan, of course, our diplomats. Ito pa, sa Pilipinas, ang iingay ng mga tulad ni Tarela, dapat he shuts up kasi hindi naman siya diplomat Ang nakikipag-usap kasi dito sa mga ganitong usapin na critical sa bansa na it has something to do with international relation and bilateral relation with another country is supposed to be the DFA. And the DFA should be the one na nagsasalita. Hindi yung mga tulad ni Gibo, hindi rin ang mga tulad ni Browner, at hindi rin ang tulad ng NSA or si Malaya, at hindi rin si Tarela, or not, especially not Powell. Okay? Because Powell is an American. Palagi siyang nasa laman ng mga mainstream media at as if he is a Filipino that he can say anything to what is happening in the Philippines. Interference yan pag ganyan.
But ayaw nila bigyan ng boses yung isang Amerikanong intel officer ng US Marine.
Oo nga inaano nga nila, sinasabi nga nila na may mga sexual may mga kaso daw on sexual abuse of children. Sabi ko, tinitira nila bini-blurred nila yung personality ng tao kasi nga may sinasabing totoo. Totoo naman sinasabi ni Ritter So on another note, so yung nangyayari kasi diyan, ang diplomacy kasi, ang nakikipag-usap talaga diyan is ang mga diplomat. So the diplomat of our side and the diplomat on their side has to talk, at hindi kailangan malaman ng buong mundo kung anong pinag-usapan kasi may tinatawag kang national security concern. So yung mga bagay na feeling ng mga diplomats from both sides are national security concern, they can talk it out. They can keep it to themselves. There's a privilege for the president not to say anything when you talk about national security. At saka itong mga diplomat na to, they will report to the president, both sides, at ito yung mga napag-usapan, and then the principal, yung mga presidente ng dalawang bansa, ang magde-decide, and then they will communicate that to the diplomat again will talk until you come up with a middle ground or an agreement na work for both sides. Hindi mo kailangan ipagsabihan sa buong mundo o even sa Filipino people kung hindi kailangan. Though you have to report to the Filipino public na there's an ongoing negotiation and the diplomats are talking to manage the dispute in the South China Sea.
Opo.
But the details, no need. So yun ang diplomacy. But diplomacy is negotiation. Ibig sabihin, hindi lahat ng gusto natin makukuha natin. Hindi rin lahat ng gusto ng China makukuha nila. We need to meet halfway. Ganon yung negotiation. You lose something but you gain something. But the most important in the South China Sea is for it to be stable and peaceful. And no military confrontation will happen. That's the bottom line. Pero ang nangyayari sa Pilipinas, megaphone diplomacy. Lahat dinadaan sa Twitter, lahat dinadaan sa Facebook, lahat dinadaan sa media. Kaya nagkakagulo din. At binoprovoke din natin yung kabila kasi we are actually demonizing China. And do you really think the Chinese people, not even the government of China, will be happy about it? Of course not. Kung tayo naiinis sa kanila, sila din naiinis sa atin. Ganun lang yun. And you want this to escalate into something until the World War III? Oh, come on, give me a break. That's stupidity, really.